Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Hashem Kwakadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Hashem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Nash Kwakadash on the tongue. I say Barakathon to the elders and apostles, Wa'ak and Ma'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of the prophecy updates as of November the 2nd, 2025, on this Sunday afternoon. And this is a news article from pbs.org, and it reads, Canada and Philippines sign a defense pact to boost drills and deteriorate China's aggression. Right, because you've been seeing a lot of tensions been heating up between China and the Philippines. I would say in the disputed territorial waters, not too far from the South China Sea, as you have China to claim the four island, over there in that region. So tensions definitely been stirring up between China and the Philippines. That's why you had the Philippines to get more help for Philippines or their allies. That's why you have Canada and the Philippines signing a defense pact to boost military drills to deteriorate China's aggression. Because you had, I think, Taiwan and the Philippines, I believe they recently did a military exercise drills as well too. And then you had recently, I believe Beijing called Taiwan out, and they was telling them they playing with fire. So that shows that the tensions are really stirring up down there in the disputed territorial waters, right along with those other Asian countries as well too. I would say Malaysia, Brunei, and other nations as well too. As you have China continue to have increasing, taking over and having more heavy influence down there in the disputed territorial waters in the South China Sea. So tensions are only really going to stir up between China and the Philippines. Because you had China, they been doing their patrolling in the disputed territorial waters and the South China Sea as well too. As tensions between China and Taiwan been heating up, and China versus the Philippines as well too. So it's definitely heating up in that area, and that's what Matthew's 24th chapter comes into play with that. Because we was going to be seeing a lot of wars and rumors of wars that Yahweh Shai spoke about, who you call Jesus Christ, which is Yahweh Shai. That's his true name in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, and he said in the Gospel of Matthew 24 and verse 6. Just like Yahweh Shai spoke to disciples, during the end times, what's going to occur now, and this is being revealed in these times as well too. This is Matthew 24 and verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right, as we hear wars and rumors of wars, tensions between China and the Philippines, tensions between China and Taiwan. Those are building up of wars and rumors of wars. And then you had the news article, I believe it was from WION, that YouTube website. They was mentioning about the Trump administration was talking about if Xi Jinping invade Taiwan. If Xi Jinping invade Taiwan, there's going to be some serious consequences. Because I believe during Trump had visited Xi Jinping, once he had that Asian visit over there, I would say like last week. And then Xi Jinping promised Donald Trump not to intervene to potentially invade Taiwan. I believe during his the Trump administration Republican term. But I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't follow. I wouldn't be surprised if he keep his promise on that, because definitely the tensions are definitely heating up between China and the Philippines, and China and Taiwan as well too. So you're still going to have Taiwan. Still going to have China. It's going to close to invading, Taiwan, as they get closer to the immediate scrape, and listen to the immediate red line as they get closer to invading Taiwan as well too. So expect to see China, Beijing building up their military presence that's only going to continue to increase. And you see signs of that. So these are signs of wars and rumors of wars heating up. Just like you got the Russia-Ukraine situation that's going to intensify. You got NATO versus Russia that's intensifying. And all these nuclear capability tensions are heating up. Now you got a Trump administration threatening to use military actions, aggression, guns are blazing, potentially over there in Nigeria. So these are signs of wars or rumors of wars. And we're seeing what's going on down there in Latin America. Tensions are heating up between Venezuela and the United States. The president of Colombia versus the Colombia. In Colombia, a president versus Donald Trump and his administration. And then you got air strikes and drone strikes continue to happening in that area of Venezuela, of the drug smugglers, that potentially might be entering into the United States as the Trump administration continues to use drone strikes and missile strikes on those sailors that's trying to smuggle drugs into the country. So these are signs of wars and rumors of wars. It says you should hear of wars and rumors of war, right? Russia versus the United States. Competition with nuclear capability from Russia and the United States is going to. And you should hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? The Houthi rebels going against the Israel Defense Force. The Israel Defense Force using airstrikes over there in Lebanon, Gaza Strip, West Bank, Palestinian territory, over there in the Mediterranean Sea, over there in Yemen. So these are building up about wars and rumors of wars. It says that you should hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that you be not trouble for all these things, but first come to pass, but then it's not yet. Right, so it's going to come to pass, but not going to end just yet. Matthew 24 and verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right, wisdom goes into Ethnos, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Yep, so as it says again, China and the Philippines signs defense pact to boost drills and deteriorate China's aggression. Right, because you see more and more China's aggression towards the Philippines, towards Australia, and Taiwan and their allies. And it says U.S. on line 3 at the latest. Oh, it says in a U.S. 3, U.S. It says U.S. on line 3 in the latest vote against alleged drug vote. It says Israel. It's something else. It says fears grows for thousands trapped in Sudan's right uproars of people in the world. Try to get to that. Salak, yeah. So it is indeed McLeod. Cincinnati's offense stays on the field. Yeah, Jamar Chase, the best slant runner in football. And the question is, it says Trump threats of military action in Nigeria prompts confusion and alarm. It says Tehran says Russia will build its 8th nuclear power plant in Iran. Right, because that comes, I would say, a couple of days ago, or like a week or two weeks ago, you had that deal was signed between Tehran and Russia, a long-term nuclear plant deal. It says New York warns. It says New York warns of an hours-long delay at Newark over staff shortages. Say a full ground stoppage is. Was that Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter? The grind is ceased because there are few. You're going to see more signs of that. The storehouses should be empty in modern day spiritual Egypt. I think that's Isaiah, the 19th chapter. It says a train plows into truck caught on tracks in Netherlands. It says Ukraine received an additional Patriot air defense system from allies, Zelensky says. Right, so that's more wars and rumors of wars heating up between the Russia-Ukraine situation. It says Ukrainian drones strikes to blast oil tunnel, damaging, tanking, and knocking out for Earth. It says, this is from New York Suns. It says, guns and blazing, Trump threatens military action and against Nigeria to stop horrible atrocities against Christians. It says a gunman kills Mexican mayor who urged government to tackle violent crimes. Right, uproars of people world. It's the book of Luke 21. This is Luke 21, verse 25. It says, there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars upon the earth, disgress of nations with perplexity is born. Right, so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the disgress of nations with perplexity is already born. It's like incidents happen over there in Mexico. We're seeing what's happening over there in Ecuador, Peru, and all these uproars of people world that we see in our world today. And you look at the definition of perplexity, which is increasing uncertainty among the nations. Because we see the seditions among the nations and rises in all these countries. Just like it says, what's that, second Esdras 9 verse 3? There should be seeing earthquakes and uproars of people world. So that's something will continue to increase. So it says again, I think that, from Mexico. It says gunmen killed Mexican mayor who urged government to tackle violent crimes. Right, so tensions are really heating up down there in Latin America as of late. And that's what we're seeing, the uproars of people who So with that, this was just a quick. It was just a quick prophecy update as of November the 2nd, 2025, on this Sunday afternoon. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Makakadash, Barakatham, to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwa. Until next time, I would say Shalom.